Hey there, guys. Jon Gums with Dakota Grappler here, going live for a little bit. Going to go through the Class A and Class B final matches. Sitting in the coach's room where there's not as much noise, but we are going to just basically go through the brackets. I'm going to share my screen for you guys that are watching so you can look at the brackets a little bit as I go through our finalists. That happens this afternoon. So, I tell you what, it's been a great wrestling tournament so far. They're going right now through the placing rounds. They are advancing into, third and fourth place matches, fifth and sixth, and of course we've just had pretty much all those guys dropping down to seventh and eighth place matches too. Great semis yesterday, great finals duels. Those that are watching, have a chance, get on to the South Dakota Prairie Public, check out the matches. They'll be live tonight. The featured matches in each should be awesome also. So I'll make sure to update some stuff. But I'm going to first share my screen so you can look at the bracket as I talk about our wrestlers here in the finals. So if we go to the first class we look at is the 106B weight class. Let's see if this gets shared so you can see what that is. Share my screen. Let's take a look here. Share. There we go. There is your bracket. I'll try to move it up just a little bit so you can see it. Hopefully the volume's fine. If people are watching, give me a thumbs up out there to make sure you guys can still hear me. I'm in the coach's room. Might hear some noise in the background. These coaches are getting a little bit of food for the first time today. Okay, move this up just a little bit. Okay, let's look at the 106-pound weight class. Looking at 106 in Class B, our first place match between Logan Graff of Custer, who's 26-1. His only loss came in the Rumble of Red tournament to a kid from Minnesota. He actually broke his hand in the Rumble of Red. I was out there with the North Dakota team watching Bismarck Century and saw that match. Looks like he's recovered well and he's come back. He's pinned everybody going into the finals. A couple different things. He is just a sophomore. He has a varsity record so far of 81-9. Again, Custer High School. Last year, he took fourth at the 106-pound weight class, so he's in return there. He wants to go to college, he says, already at the University of Iowa and continue to wrestle. He wants to be a smoke jumper when he graduates. Quite a few different things. Look at this. He was out for a solid 7-8 weeks. It's good to see him come back. On the other side of the bracket, you got your number 2 seed, or actually your number 3 seed. And Gunnar, if I mispronounced your name, I apologize, but Kvisted, probably there. He is 101-48 already. He is a sophomore. This season he is sitting at 41-5. He'd like to go to college somewhere, and he'd like to be basically in the medical services, he said. So far, some of his accomplishments, he's proud of his school. He is a 4.0 student. He really had a tough ultimate tiebreaker in the semifinals. He won basically by holding his guy down in the final period. So it was an exciting match there. So, like I said, I'll try to make this short. If you guys do hear this fine, make sure somebody gives me a thumbs up there because I want to make sure my volume is fine. Anybody out there? I got quite a few people watching. Thanks, guys. Make some comments. Yes, it's coming through. So far, so good. Okay, see the 106. Let's move to the 113-pound weight class. Make sure that is on the screen. Okay, there is your 113-pound weight class right there. So you guys can look at those brackets as I go through. Okay, at 113, you got Kale Larson from Webster area. He is a sophomore. This season he's 35-9. Last year he had placed at state at 106, and he took 7th. So he's really made headway this year. He plans on going to college, and he says hopefully it's a job that he could be a fortune cookie writer in the bio. So that's interesting. He's also a 4.0 student. He placed in the NSU math contest, so he is another one of our bright students here at Wrestling Today. On the other side, he also plans on gaining at least 30 pounds in off-season as one of his goals. Okay, and the other guy in the finals, We've got Andy Meyer from Canton. He is a sophomore. He has a career record of 91-12. This year he's sitting at 41-5. Oh, I didn't mention. Andy Meyer. He did face Cale Larson this year once. There was no matchup for the other at 106, but at 113, Larson and Meyer did meet, and Larson won that match. Let's take a look. No, Meyer won that match 11-2 in the Lee Wolf tournament. So Meyer does have a victory over Larson so far. Okay. Keep going there. Some things about Andy Meyer. His future plans, he'd like to have an undefeated season, and he'd like to also become a doctor. He's also a 4.0 student. Man, we got a lot of smart kids here in the bottom right away in the lower weight classes. Very good out there. Yes. Thanks for coming on again. Yes, thank you very much. Those are making comments. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go, and I'm going to show you guys the 120-pound weight class. So you can see how they made it into the finals there. It's interesting. Okay, here. Make sure you guys can see. There is your bracket at 120. We have your first finalist up there is number 1 seed, 40-0. He is Owen Hansen. Owen has Burt Gregory, of course. He has a career record of 111-26. Last year, he took third at the 106-pound weight class. So that had a lot of people coming out of that 106-pound weight class. He would like to wrestle in college. Again, he's just a freshman. So far, no major school accomplishments, he said, except he wants to be a state champion several times. On the other side of the bracket, we have Riley Weber out of Parkston. It's good to see a Parkston wrestler there make it in the finals. Good tradition there. Riley is a senior this year with a 33-6 mark. His career record is 113-50. Last year, he was the state champion at 106. And as a sophomore, he had taken fourth, also at 106. So he's up a couple weight classes. He plans on being somewhere in Precision Egg, and he likes his football and FFA. I love these bio sheets, guys. Let's look at 126. Moving right along. Make sure you guys can see that. There's the 126-pound weight class. Very good. Thanks for the thumbs up out there, guys. So at the 126-pound weight class, we got Jaden Kaiser. Yep, Kaiser, actually. Jaden Kaiser. His parents were on the other night. Somebody told me it's Kaiser. He is from Winter. He is a sophomore. He is 46-2 this year. He has a career record of 183-21. Again, just a sophomore. Last year, he took first at 120. The previous year, at 118, he took second at 106. And then so he's placed 3 times previous. In 2017, he took sixth also at 106. Plans on going to college. Obviously, he'd like to basically wrestle somewhere. He is also on the honor roll. He's a state football runner-up there this year with Winter, and he is also a 4.0 student. Let's look at his opponent in the finals here. We have, okay, let's see. Oh, maybe I've passed him here. Gotta find his match up here. 126, missing. Oh, there he is. Jaden Collar. He is from Phillip area. He is a junior. This season has a 20-2 mark. He has placed several times. As a sophomore, he took second at 126. So he's a returning finalist. As a freshman, he took third at 126. As an 8th grader, he took 6th at 113. And as a 7th grader, he had taken 4th at 106. So he is a constant place winner here for Phillip. He'd like to go into diesel mechanics. He's also been a 2-time qualifier in state cross country, 2-time state qualifier in track. He's on the honor roll for many years. He's won the Outstanding Wrestler Award in the conference, honorable mention in football, student council reps for many years. He's enjoyed going to the Disney duels and actually the Australia, down under. He actually went down there for football. For a little guy, 126 pounder. He must pound some people on the football field. There we go. It's pretty good, pound for pound. Just a junior, so he'll be back again. See what happens in the finals there. So let's move up to 132. There's your 132 bracket. Move it up so you can see there how they made it in the finals. You guys can follow that. And we have a Redfield wrestler hopping in against a Canton wrestler. So we got Braden Robbins. He is a junior out of Redfield. This year's record, he has not been beat. Let's see. They have not faced yet this year. He has a 45-0 record, as you can see, but his career record is 34-19. Last year, he was, I remember being a state finalist. He had taken second at 120. He's also on the honor roll. Let's move on to his opponent from Canton. Got Braden Sayre. He is I believe he's a double check here. I believe he's a junior. Yep, a junior from Canton, of course. This year is a 44-2 record, has a career record of 144-4. He is a two-time finalist already and a two-time champion. So you have a great matchup here. Okay, this is actually our highlighted match for Class B. This is the premier match. Two state champions facing off. So this is the big one there. This way class. Like he said, he would like to wrestle in college. Let's move on to 138. So you guys can see that. How you doing? See lots of wrestlers here. Got the little screen. You're probably not going to see all the coaches. There we go. More coaches around the coaches' room. But here's the 138 pound weight class. You guys can look at the brackets as it goes. There we go. Okay, at 138, we have Kellen March and Larell. Okay, these guys did meet. Okay, in the McCook Invitational, March did win 9-1. This should be a good matchup here. Let's look at some of their stuff here. First, let's look at Kellen March. He is almost unstoppable. In his career, he's 199-2 and has 150 plus pins. Okay, he's already signed to wrestle at North Dakota State University for the Bison. He had taken first last year at 132. He took first the previous year at 126, and then was a state champion at 106. Now, he is a state champion at two different schools. He was a state champion in Beersford, and now he's been two-time state champion in Canton. Legends of Gold guy, if you guys know that, of course. I guess most of you guys do. He also he was proud to beat Randy Lewis's pin streak of 44 pins in a row, but that has now been taken over by the polar bear, which you guys know, of course, Nash Hutmacher. Okay, so let's look at his opponent. Kellen's opponent, March's opponent, Ryland Rel. He's from Winter. From Winter, he is 39-8 on the season. He is just a freshman. In his career, he's got 90 victories with 39 losses. His future plans is he, of course, would like to go to college, and he's very proud of being a 2019 football state runner-up in Class B 11-man. He's also Region 3B champion. Okay, there we go. Let's look up to 145. See if you guys can see the bracket. There's the 145-pound weight class. Okay, center it a little bit. 145 is actually a match that I predicted earlier this year, and I could probably see. And you got Jackson Eklund from Burt Gregory. He is undefeated at 33-0. He's a senior going against Seth Peterson of Canton, who's 45-14. Now, Peterson is the 3 seed. He's just a junior. And these guys did match up in a duel where Eklund did win 9-2 earlier this season. Let's take a look at some of the information from them, though. Okay, Jackson Eklund, he's a senior from Gregory, 33-0. He has placed in state 4 times previous. Last year, he was a finalist as a junior at 145. And then as a sophomore, he's a finalist. Took second also at 132. And as a freshman, he took third, and as an eighth grader, he took third. So he is looking to try to become a state champion here his senior year. He said he'd like to go to college and then come back home and be on the farm. Cool there. Okay, then we got Seth Peterson from Canton. He is a junior. He is 45 and 14 this year. He has a career mark of 145 and 45. He's placed 3 times previous. Last year at 138, he had taken 5th. And then the previous year is his freshman year, he took 5th at 120. And then the previous year to that, the 16-17 wrestling season, he had taken 8th. Plans to attend college. He also is a 4.0 student. Wow. And guess what? 11A football state champs. That's Canton, Seth Peterson. Okay, let's go to the 152 bracket. Okay, at 152, we got Trevor Peters from Winter. And he had faced Jaden Domine from Canton. They were in the finals in the McCook Central Invitational. I know that was a tiebreaker in overtime that he had won. So that was a very close match, Peters and Domine. So let's take a look at some of the information. Okay, Trevor Peters, he's a senior. He's 45 and 2 this year. His career wrestling mark is 202 and 59. Last year's state champion at 152, so he's returning at the same weight class. And then the previous year, he had taken 3rd at 138. And then he had taken the previous year 7th at 126. He is going to attend SDSU. He is a 2-time All-State football player, academic All-State, elite honor roll for 4 years, and he wants to share Hi Mom. Okay, very good. Okay, let's look at his opponent. You got Isaac Klinkhammer out of Brandon Valley. Now, Brandon Valley's having a great tournament. Got to look over those team scores after a while here. It's good to see them having their first finalist here. He is 40 and 4 on the season, just a junior. He is career mark of 152 and 10. Last year, he was a state finalist at 138 and took 2nd. Then, as a freshman, he was a state champion at 120. Then we go back to his 8th grade year at 106. He had taken 3rd. He plans on wrestling in college, or at least college plans. He played in the AAA state football championships. He'd like to say he's got 2 sisters and a brother. And his brother, it says Creighton and his father wrestled in the state finals, plus an uncle and multiple cousins. So they've got quite the history there in the Klinkhammer family. On that name for a long time. His opponent, Jaden Domine from Canton, he's a junior. And listen to all these young guys from Canton, yet juniors. They're not going to be tough again. They just won the dual championship last night. Most of you guys might know that. But he has a 44 and 4 mark this year. He has a career record of 152 and 29. Last year he had taken 3rd at 145 as a sophomore. As a freshman, he took 4th at 138. And as an 8th grader, he took 6th at 138. He plans on going to medical school, he says, at USD. He also is proud to be on the state championship football team. That is your Jaden Domine from Canton. Okay, let's go up to 160. You guys can see that. Keep the comments coming if you have any out there. If you have any questions. Sitting at the state wrestling tournament here, trying to keep it as quiet as possible in the coach's room. I did not plug in, so I got to check my battery. I'm doing okay. Okay, we have an undefeated wrestler sitting on top. Okay, let's take a quick look first if they've met each other. 160. I do not see a matchup here. We got Sam Kruger out of Winter. He is a junior. He is 36-0 this season. He has a career mark of 217 victories and 26. Boy, I tell you what, you start seeing these guys with 200 wins. It's amazing. It's an amazing amount of wins. Last year's state champion. This is his 4th time in the finals. Also, he's a 1-time champion, 2-time runner-up. So he's been there many a times. He also took 3rd. I think that was 3 years ago. Plans on going to college. He'd love to wrestle. And he's also on the honor roll. His opponent is Micah Grace out of Custer, South Dakota, of course. His record this year is 45-5. He has a career mark of 184 wins and 67 losses. He had taken 8th last year at 170 pounds. He's going to wrestle at Chadron State and study exercise science. Very good. Let's take a quick peek again. They did meet each other this year. Grace did win. It was in a duel, 5-4. So this could be a very close match. That's the next one. Sorry about that. Hansen and Kruger, I did not see a matchup there. So let's go over to 170 before I start talking about Grace and these guys. Oh, okay. Let's go back here. I messed up just a little bit. That's okay. Let's look at this 170-pound weight class here. You can see what happened. Break down the bracket a little bit. There's Micah Grace from Custer, 45-5. And I mentioned him already for the next weight class. Going a little bit ahead of myself before I showed the bracket. I think you guys understand. And we are missing his opponent, Jaden Scheit. He is from Canton. Guessing at 170, he's probably a football player for their team too. And I don't see, let's see here. I did see that Scheit and Grace had met, and Grace had won 5-4 in their duel. So this could be a great matchup at 170. In fact, as Canton rolls through the tournament, we'll see what happens there. And it'll make a difference on how well the other, I think, Canton wrestlers wrestle in the finals. Let's look at 182. There we go. This was kind of a surprise. One of my picks lost in the semis by sudden victory. We got Baker, the 4 seed, finding his way in to the finals. Thomas Baker out of Mount Vernon Plankington. This season looks like it says 25-5. His career record of 183 victories and 60 losses. He is a senior. Last year he took 4th at 182, and then as a sophomore he took 7th at 160. He plans on going to Southeast Tech for plumbing. He's an offensive lineman, all-state. And then against Thomas Baker on the opposite side, let's take a quick peek. And we are missing Gage Carter on this one. Let's take a peek if I had got them matching up here. Okay, no match between Baker and Carter on the season. We'll have to see what happens. Carter is the number 2 seed. Carter's out of the Fulton area, and I think he'll be ready here. He's had some good matches. He had a pin close match with McGregor, but then ended up winning 15-5 to make the finals. That is your matchup at 182. Let's go over to 195. Hey, right here. Peek on in. like to see it. We're sitting here in the bracket at 195. Of course, Cook Central's having a pretty good tourney so far. They're kind of and got to talk to the coach much here this tournament, but I know they were very upset at the semis. They did not have a good semis. They have nobody sitting in the finals, so we'll have to talk to him later. But let's take a quick peek here at the 195 pound weight class. Now we do have another undefeated wrestler, coach's son, Cody Donnelly. Cody Donnelly, he's been in the mix for many years here. Junior, did not get a bio sheet from him, but I can talk about his wrestling opponent, Cullen Rutten from Canton. Let's talk about Rutten a little bit. He is 40-6 on the season. Last year he'd taken 4th. He plans on attending college or a tech school for business. He says one of his accomplishments is he is passing high school. Pretty good at FFA is what he says. So I'd like to thank his mom and dads and everybody for the hard work and everything else, the Canton team. So very interesting for Cullen Rutten. He's probably a very proud senior for Canton making the finals there. Okay, let's move to 220. There we go at 220. Okay, you got KJ St. Pierre from Wagner. He is a senior with an undefeated mark of 34-0. He is I think this is his third time in the finals. I know he won it last year at 220 also, and I think he won it the previous year, so I think I'd have to look at that. I'm going to have to look up what his career mark is. Plans on going to, he's in the Army National Guard. He wants to go to, looks like Mitchell probably here for tech school when I'm looking at his bio. That's what I have, the senior out of Wagner. His opponent, Achilles Willowite. Okay, and he is, nope, that's two, let's go farther here. Marshall Baldwin. Got to get these in the right order, I guess. There's Marshall Baldwin. Marshall Baldwin, the sophomore out of Canton. He was the number 2 seed coming in, had a tough semifinal match against Harkless from Hot Springs. He is a sophomore. Like I said, 42-2 mark last year. Took 5th at 220. He's would like to celebrate with his team. He'd like to graduate high school. And he says he's got the best family and best coaches ever. That's what he'd like to tell everybody out there. I like that match quite a bit. Let's see what he can get the pressure on St. Pierre or not. And then, there's Spencer Hansen back to 160. Okay, let's go a little bit more. Let's go up to the 285 pound weight class. This is your Willowit DeBoer. Okay, DeBoer is missing. So let's talk about Willowit. He is your 4 seed. He is 19-3 on the season. He has 101 wins with 48 victories. Last year he took 4th and plans on attend the mines and get a degree in computer engineering. He's on the honor roll and part of what's called the S Club. Okay. And it'll be a great finals match here at heavyweight. What's interesting here is you have the 3 seed and the 4 seed sitting in the finals. I know that earlier Reef from McCook Central had a big match against Richardson from Canton. And I look on the other side, Reef is just 1 and Richardson is 1. Those guys might face again for the 3rd and 4th place match over here. So they're both, I'd like to see that match again. Because Reef had a great match to make the semis, but then lost 6-2 to the board. So, there's the Class B roundup. Now, what's happening here is I have to take just a little break, everybody. This is the Class B. I'll change the title a bit. I'll try to do a Class A1 here in the next few minutes. I need to take a little break so I can get a quick drink. We'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Jon Gums, Dakota Grappler. Just bringing you a little bit of the finals update. That's all the Class B guys. If I get some more, I'll talk about them later. Just have a good day. I'll come back to the Class A's. I'll set one up in a bit. Bye.